Hey, what's up, VC? It's Steve again, Harmless Rebel, and I wanted to do a quick video just going over a recent upgrade that I made to my system. I just upgraded my turntable and wanted to do like a quick comparison video between the two. I went from a Technics SLQ30, which, as I've mentioned, I've had for quite a number of years. My dad had it prior to that. It was kind of our family turntable, and we've had it since the 82-ish, 83. It had a Audio Technica 311EP P-mount cartridge on it. When I was looking for cartridges about 2 years ago, that was about the best reviewed. And it was about, it's most sites, Needle Doctor, stuff like that, it's about a $50 stylus, $50 cartridge. I found a deal on eBay where one of the manufacturers was, or one of the stores was having a clearance, so I got it for like $25. So I've upgraded, as I mentioned, to a SL1200, a Technics SL1200 Mark II. For those of you that aren't familiar with the SL1200s, they're more known now as a DJ turntable, and the reason for that is they're super sturdy. You can throw them around, beat them up, and they still play really nicely. Radio stations used them. They've been real popular for any kind of DJing, for any kind of like I said, the radio stations. Most people don't know them as a hi-fi turntable, though, and when they came out in the late 70s, they were marketed as hi-fi turntables. The reason I went with that, I looked at some Regas, a couple Clear Audios. I looked at quite a few turntables, and a lot of the research that I ran across and some comparison videos had the SL1200 was pretty comparable to most of the stock, just stock with a cheap needle, was pretty comparable to a $700, $800, $900 turntable. And then I started researching some modifications and some upgrades that you can make to the SL1200 for a few $100s, and you can have a turntable that sounds like some of the $2,000 turntables. Now, I obviously haven't done this myself. This is just, I'm basing all of this on what I've seen from videos. But I decided to go with that. I DJ'd for a number of years. I am very aware of how nice of a turntable the SL1200s are. I've also worked on them a lot, so I know how to do the upgrades. I don't mind doing the soldering and stuff like that. So what I'll be doing over probably the next few years as I upgrade it, I'll do some before and after videos. And this is just kind of my first before and after video. Now, that being said, it's not really a fair video because we're going from a turntable that retailed for a couple $100 with a P-mount and a $50 needle to an SL1200 that retailed for $500, $600. And it varied. I know it got down to like $400 for a while. I know it got as high as like $700 for a while, depending on where you were. And I put on that an AT440MLa. That's not what this is. This is what was on there when I got the turntable. But so the AT440MLAs, the reason I settled on this needle, I was actually looking at the Ortophone Red initially, which retails for about $100, and then decided that I would probably be upgrading shortly anyway, so I was better off maybe buying the Ortophone Blue. So I just started doing some comparisons. I wanted to hear some other comparable needles to the Ortophone Blue, and a lot of the stuff that they compared it to, the Ortophone sounded nicer. And then I saw a video where they compared it to this, the AT440MLa. And the AT440MLa just blew away the Ortophone Blue in multiple videos that I saw. And then I saw a another video. I actually saw two, but there was one that was really nice where it actually compared to the AT440MLa to the Ortofon 2mm bronze and black, and it actually was very comparable, or probably right in between the bronze and black. Now, what makes that really impressive is this is MSRP on this right now is about $250. And it ranges on most websites from about $225 to $275. There was one retailer on eBay, or I'm sorry, on Amazon that had it for, I think, $180-ish. So this is less than the Ortofon Blue, and specs-wise, and from what I've heard of it, it competes with the Ortofon Bronze and Black. The bronze, I believe, is about $450, and the black is a little over $700. So this compares between those. So I decided to go with this one, needless to say. So I spent probably about 45 minutes, 45 minutes to an hour getting it set up. It comes with new head shell lead wires, upgraded head shell lead wires. I believe they're copper, if I remember correctly when I looked it up. And so I replaced those, put the new stylus on, used my little, I bought this mini scale. This thing is awesome. Use this little bad boy. Got the weight all dialed in. And this costs like $5, by the way, on Amazon. And then downloaded the protractor, the Stevenson, I've heard it pronounced different ways, protractor, and got it all aligned and set up. And I'm going to do a comparison here between the AT311EP and the AT440MLa. Now, again, it's not really a fair comparison. You can hear a huge difference, and from what I've heard, this thing is brand new. You're hearing it played for literally the very first time. It hasn't even gotten one full record on it. So, and I've heard that from the first spin to about the 5th hour, there's a dramatic difference in the performance. The performance gets much better. And then I've heard that at about 75 hours, that's when it hits the pocket. So, I may save this comparison video and compare it later to how it sounds after 5 hours, and maybe how it sounds after about 75 hours or so, just so I can share that as well. But that's pretty much it. I'm going to go ahead and start the video. I used, let me see, the record I decided to use was Feast from Annihilator. I was going to do Bob Dylan, and the Bob Dylan does sound really nice on this needle, but because most of you that watch my channel are metalheads, I decided to go with the metal, so that those of you out there who are still using the P mounts could kind of hear the difference. That's my main reason for doing this. I was always happy with the P mount. But then, especially lately, as I've been listening a lot over the last year and a half since I've been involved in the vinyl community, and the fact that, you know, I'm not working right now, so I'm home all day listening to music, I really start hearing the high-end distortion. The cymbals, when the cymbals crash, it distorts a little bit. The distortion on the inner tracks of a record, I'm starting to hear that stuff now. And with these higher quality stylus, that disappears. You really notice a difference there. So I'm going to do both of these. This is my first time doing a comparison video, so it may not be perfect, but tell me what you think of the differences, just general thoughts, and other than that, take care, BC.